good, everybody? Welcome back to L Boxing. We back again with another one. Yeah, we got this recap for today, July the 5th, and we got some news and notes we're going to cover. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to hold you too long. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. I will be dropping timestamps in the description box, and you go straight to the topic. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? So let me get up in here. Salute to everybody coming through. JC in the building. What's good with you? Salute. Wild Sports Band in the building. What's good? Salute to you. They said, what's up? The annual 4th of July boxing card. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why they do that. Yeah, I appreciate you coming through. Wild Sports Band. Salute to you. Who's the face of American boxing? Let's get it going. Shit. Probably Haney. It's a multiple of guys. I don't think it's one person. Haney. I think Haney is definitely because you got to talk about the guys who they always talk about all the time. So it's Haney, Tank, Shakur, probably Tank, probably above those guys. But I don't think it's like one person. I think it's like a bunch of people. In my opinion, American boxers. So that's my opinion. We'll see. So we'll do a quick recap though. We had some fights in Russia earlier this morning. It had a bunch of. It was a long ass card, but there's a couple of fights that I want to point out. So the main event was Kubanov versus Sazlin. So this fight was at 154. It was actually a good fight, back and forth, real close and competitive. Sazlin, he was more the aggressor, throwing a lot of punches upstairs, downstairs, a lot of body work. He was the more active fighter. Kubanov was kind of catching and shooting, fighting out of the Philly shell. He was letting probably the harder shots, but the judges scored it for Sassolini, so he got the split decision victory. It was a real close fight, though. I thought the scores was pretty good, though. It was like 115, 113, and then they gave Kubanov a scorecard. It wasn't like wide scorecards like 119, 110, nothing crazy like that. So this was a WA eliminator at 154. So that just put more confusion at the top of that division because there's so much shit going on. Crawford the champion, then you have Tellis as the interim champion. We got Jamel Charlo as the champion at recess. He trying to come back and get his position. Boots moving up. He talking about going down the WA route. It's just a lot of confusion. So you know what I'm saying, it's all good. But this was a good fight though. Actually, it was a good fight. The other one, it was another. All these fights was WBA sanctioned fights. So the fight in super middleweight, Salangi versus Corzo. This was an interesting fight too. Two undefeated super middleweights. Corzo was the aggressor, but he was slow. He was a slower fighter. Sagalin, he was more so the boxer. He was switching stance. He was throwing a lot of punches. He was very active. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much dominated the fight. This fight was kind of wide. I thought it was more so like 8 rounds to 2, 9 to 1, something like that. He won the fight pretty clear. Put himself in position for a big fight at 168 because 168 is a good division as well. You got some good fighters. So maybe he can get a bigger fight. We had an upset. Archibald versus Munoz. Munoz scored a highlight reel knockout victory over Archibald. Archibald came into the fight as a big time favorite, like minus 5,000, some shit like that. But he got stopped with a combination. He threw a right hand that he came behind with like a jab, a straight jab, kind of like a hook type of situation. And he had my man out. He got back up, but he was out. You know what I'm saying? And the ref stopped the fight. And this was a WBA eliminator at 140. And that's another division that's kind of is crazy because we got Antoine Russell, the champion. He has a mandatory, and Andy Harako. We waiting to see an announcement for those guys. They already ordered that fight. And then this one was a mandatory eliminator. And then you have Duarte and Kenneth Sims. That's a WBA eliminator. So there's so much shit going on. They're just giving out eliminators. And the kid, Giorgio, he won the Bridgeweight interim title. He stopped Romanov in the 4th round. So Those are results from Russia. Here's the matchroom card: Caloral versus Eubank. So they had a bunch of young guys on the card. Brown, he got a victory. Scott Nicholson came back, former world champion. She's moving down to 122. She just lost her featherweight title to Tierra Brown in March. So she's trying to campaign a new division. She looked good. She got a second round stoppage. I ain't seen her send down her punches like that before. So that's good. That's a good comeback fight for her. And she got a big name. She'll probably be able to get a world title shot probably the end of the year next year. But she'll be back in August. They having a show in Australia in August with Terramona, Jake Wiley, what I'm saying, a bunch of Australians. So Scott Nicholson will be on that card. Middle Miss, he's like a local favorite. He got a victory on the card. We had an upset with one of their prospects, William Corolla. He got stopped by Wilkinson in the 6th round. That was a big upset because Corolla, they overhyped their prospects, right? They was calling him the Manchester Golovkin, you know what I'm saying? Triple G. That's nasty. I mean, he's a big puncher, but he's never been tested. And Wilkinson is a good southpaw. He just outboxed him, then he hurt him, and he ended up stopping him. So, good win by Wilkinson. Maybe they can bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Not another boxing channel. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through, for sure. So, we had some young guys coming through. So, we had the Olympian. They just signed Leo Attain. So, Leo Attain had a first round stoppage. He scored a knockdown, with a body shot. Dude got back up and he punished him, got him up out of there. So, pro debut, he looked, you know what I'm saying? He looked strong, tall guy, like 6'5". They're trying to replace AJ. You know what I'm saying? I was joking about that. When I seen him, I was like, they're trying to replace AJ. But they can take him in those footsteps, you know what I'm saying, build him up. So, that's what's up with him. Pat Brown had another easy knockout victory. It's time to step up Pat Brown. He had 3 fights this year already, and all easy money. They can step him up. He a cruiserweight. They can step him up. Like, he ran through this dude, easy money. Yaki Fiaz and Murphy, that was a good fight. Real good competitive fight. It looked like both guys was fighting like they really needed it. Alex Murphy was a taller, rangier guy, trying to establish his jab. Yaki Fiaz was kind of counterpunching, and those guys were stumping though down the end. It looked like at the end, the last 30 seconds of every round, they let their hands go. You know what I'm saying? Good fight, very competitive. Yaki Fiaz got the decision, close decision, unanimous decision. So yeah, that's what's up. The return of Joe Cordina. So Joe Cordina, he had a sturdy guy in front of him, Jerry Gonzalez. That guy was sturdy. Wilkinson kid looked pretty decent. Hopefully Matchroom can bring him back. Oh man, nice. That's what's up. Plus 1,400. Man, he was getting busy on Corolla. Yeah, hopefully they get him something else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe give him something else. For sure. Cordina had a tough opponent in front of him. I think that was good. He got some good rounds. We haven't seen Joe Cordina in over a year, coming off a knockout loss. Lost his title to Anthony Kakashi at 130. He was supposed to get Shakur Stevenson in October, but Shakur hurt his hand, had to pull out that fight. So Cordina, he came back today. He signed a little 3-fight deal with Matchroom. I liked it. I thought he looked okay. You know what I'm saying? He dominated all the rounds. Maybe 1 or 2 rounds you can give Gonzalez. Cordina was the much bigger guy, stronger. He was laying a lot of good right hands, and I like how he was hooking off the jab. So Cordina is a solid name in lightweight. Another welcome addition. He won a regional title. He won a regional title tonight, so that can get him a top 10 ranking with the WBO. And we know we're about to get the vacant title fight with Abdullah Mason and Sam Nook. So Cordina can put himself in position to fight the winner down the line. We'll see. He's definitely a good name for the division. Calderon versus Eubank. I mean, this wasn't a good fight. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, they were doing a lot of feinting and a lot of waiting on each other. Calderon got the better of it because he was more patient. but it really wasn't a good fight. Um, Eubank, he didn't really sell out that much. When he did, he was off balance. He got caught. He got countered. But Calderon was both of these guys fought negative. Like they had so much respect for each other. And you can tell Eubank is the bigger puncher, but he won't let this shit go like that. And then I think it was in the fifth round, sixth round, these guys had a bad head clash when both guys suffered cuts above the eye. Calderon's cut looked like the worst. And then Eubank got a cut too. So those guys, they stopped the fight, I'm saying, due to a head clash, went to the scorecards, gave it to Calderon. So, I mean, that fight was kind of, I don't know, it was lackluster to me. I mean, Calderon, I guess he looked okay, but he was fighting a guy. He looked the same to me, but I guess coming off the Barbosa fight, I guess. I don't know. But he was facing a guy that's kind of inexperienced at that level and fighting that type of opponent. So I think he just played it safe. You know what I'm saying? Let the guy make a mistake, counter, kept him at distance. Like Calderon got this type of style where you're gonna have to beat him. You gotta pick up the pace. You gotta make him either hunt you down or you gotta pick up the pace on him. If you give him time to just sit and counter punch, it's gonna be fights like that. So we'll see. This Calderon is a welcome addition in the welterweight division. So he's another big name. He should be getting some good opportunities as well. I'm looking at a possibility because he won 2 regional titles. He won a WBA and he won an IBF regional title. And he also ranked in the WBO. I think it's like number 15 or number 14, whatever. So Jack Calderon can probably get the winner between Patty Donovan and Lewis Crocker. They're supposed to fight for the vacant IBF. Whenever Boots decides to vacate his titles, then Calderon can possibly get the winner, or he can go the WBA route. He can do, there's a lot of stuff they can do with him because he's a bigger name. But I really don't like how Calderon fight, though, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I would like if I had to choose, like, if I love boxing so much, I won't like choose to watch him fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not so entertaining. Like you got to be real patient with Calderon to get him. So that's what it is. That was the fight week. Like I mentioned, it wasn't like a crazy, crazy fight week. Next week we're gonna get it popping, and we definitely gonna talk about that. Couple of news and notes for you guys. Here's Sergey Bohachuk. So Bohachuk is penciled in to fight on the Canelo Crawford undercard. You know what I'm saying? So this is not really a big surprise if you know the backstory behind this, right? Bohachuk is with 360 Promotions. All of his fights, unless he fighting on a big platform like the Zone or PBC, he been having all his fights on UFC Fight Pass, and that's owned by Dana White. And we know Dana White is promoting the Canelo Crawford card, so it actually makes sense. The opponent they're talking about is Brandon Adams. You know, Brandon Adams stopped. He the only one to stop Bohachuk. Now we'll have to see. That was one of the names mentioned. Brandon Adams actually have a fight date August 16th. He fighting on the Santa Monica Pier. So I mean, I guess he can fight and then turn back around and fight a month later. That's not impossible. But we'll see. Nothing official yet. It should be time for these guys to start announcing some of those undercard fights for Canelo Crawford. They announcing fights for November and all types of shit. What about, you know what I'm saying? They kind of like skipping over September. So I expect probably some of these fights to get announced this week during the Ring Magazine card with Belanger and Shakur and all them guys. That's gonna be a hell of a card too. So for Bohachuk though, he is the WBC #1 contender. He's the mandatory for Virgil Ortiz. From my understanding, Virgil Ortiz, well, he looking to have a lesser opponent to come back and test his injured hand. He just had surgery on his hand, so he looking to come back. And there's talks about Boots and Ortiz. That's the fight that a lot of boxing fans want. That's a big fight, and if they can put that on that November card, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's gonna be the fight. We'll see. So Bohachuk probably just fight a top guy I was hoping Boots can face Bohachuk for his first fight at 154. I know they've been naming people for Bohachuk. They named Bakr Mutazaliev. It's not a bad fight, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to see it. I just question the political shit around it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody can knock me off my square on this. I feel free to tap in too if I'm wrong, but uh, you got Russia versus Ukraine. Since the invasion 2023, I ain't seen a Russian fighter face off against a Ukrainian fighter. That maybe they changed some shit, maybe money talks. I don't know, but I would kind of go away from that type of fight. I mean, we'll see. But looking at the WBC rankings, I like Jesus Ramos, but he's a PBC guy. Maybe he got something else coming up. There's other guys that I wouldn't mind saying Bohachuk fight because 54 is a deep division. But yeah, the Bachman fight, man. Although I would love it, I'm not going to like jump on that shit right now because I don't understand the politics behind it. And I, ain't- you know, what I'm saying I have to mention that because a lot of these fights now we can mention fights to happen and what would be good, but I don't like to jump the horse because I want to see if it's realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of fights don't be realistic, and we just be throwing shit out there, and that should be teasing people. You know what I'm saying? Because a content creator can see this to see Bohachuk coming back. They'll say Bohachuk versus Bakram. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight. But then again, a lot of people don't really pay attention and shit to what's going on around it, and you know, we'll fuck around and lose all of that fight because of that. So hopefully that ain't the case because I would love to see it. That'd be a good one for sure. Marlon Prince in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Yeah, I like him, man. Bring him back, bro. Yeah, bring him back. It wasn't much on him. I seen a damn what is it? What you call that shit? Taekwondo fight of his. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, bring him back. He said facts. Yes, sir. Did you give your thoughts on Mason Schofield leak? What's your stance on the sparring? I ain't really talk about it too much, but man, it's cool because it's a good promotion. It's a good promotion for Mason. Mason don't really promote himself like that other than he fight week and his fights. So that was a good play. He dropped that sparring. Um, and I thought it was competitive. I would actually want to see that fight more now. You know, Abdullah Mason won the round. To me, it was a 10-8 round. He landed a shot, and my man hands touched the ground. That's a knockdown for me. So I would like to see more of it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as him dropping it, the timing, I thought it was perfect because like 2 hours later, after dropping the sparring footage, Turkey announced him fighting Sam Noakes on that November card, and that's probably the biggest promotion that Abdullah Mason has ever received in his career. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. You know what I'm saying? Sparring, when they leak sparring, I mean, it's notable. I don't really care for it too much, but it is notable in this day and age because that's what they talk about. The coaches talk about this. They diminish this guy because of sparring, and so if you talk about sparring, fans want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Fans want to see it, especially when his dad was saying they did this to him in sparring, they did that to him. So let's see the tape then, because you talking. So everybody came like if all the stories got to have some type of truth to it. You can't be that far off. You can't say we dominated this guy, we beat him up, and then we see the footage and it didn't look like what you were saying. So it's good for that because look what happened when we seen Tank and Devin Haney sparring footage. That shit went crazy, and then it kind of got some clarity. Like, hold on, that will be a tough fight for both. You know what I'm saying? Because you was getting one side of it, then you get the other side of it, and then once we get the chance to see it, we can kind of put it together ourselves. So, yeah, it's good. Use it for promo. I mean, it's been done before. Mike Tyson, though, they did it for Mike Tyson. Oliver McCall knocked down Mike Tyson in sparring, getting ready for Buster Douglas. That was part of the highlight clip where they was promoting that fight. So it been happening. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the oldest trick in the book. All right, here goes some news about Bivol and Beterbiev. He said Ryan Rolly's sparring was huge. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it actually helped fighters if you use it the right way. So we got word that this fight not gonna happen till next year. Then we got some more word that Turkey is kind of letting go of the fight to allow this fight to happen in Russia. They're trying to do it in this big ass stadium fight, 78,000 in Russia. So Turkey is giving them the okay to do it, and the reason why, because I know people they be hating on they hate Turkey, right? And I get it. Some of the shit I get it, but he invested in these guys, and he wanted to do the third fight, and they both came to him saying, "Hey, we got a bigger offer. We want to do something in Russia in this big stadium with another guy that got some money, and we're gonna talk more about him." Uh, so Turkey's like, yeah, go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? So those guys are trying to work out the date and figure that out. The guy who's doing it, he's the president of IBA. So that's like a company where they do pro boxing and amateur boxing. He had the guy. He had Lamont Roach mandatory before Lamont Roach mandatory just lost Albert Buchgaziev, but before that, he had offered Lamont Roach some big money to come over there to fight the mandatory before he got the tank fight. So when he said I had a bigger offer to go to Russia, that's where that came from. So this thing, if that guy, the president of this company can get this big ass fight off of Turkey's hands, who got all this bread, right? Then I'm pretty sure I can believe what Lamont Rose said about them having that he had a bigger offer on the table to fight that guy in Russia than fighting Tank. So that's just coming full circle. Um, to me, it don't really bother me. They can fight there, they can fight whatever. It don't matter. I'm kind of almost finished with this. I would love to see the fight again just to close the chapter, but I kind of got fatigue of it because one guy gonna have to be great. I feel like both of them can fight, but I want to see somebody take control and dominate. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm so interested now because most trilogies are the most brutal of the three fights. You know what I'm saying? So we seen Wilder, Fury, Holyfield, and Bo, so on and so forth. We keep going. So I'm hoping that's why I'm more hopeful that we get a more entertaining fight, more brutal because you can't look. You only separate these guys by like 2 or 3 rounds, and 24 rounds that they fought, nobody really took control and say I'm the better guy. You know what I'm saying? Like hands down. So hopefully we get something like that. So it is what it is. It is a domino effect, like to me, because the IBF already ordered Bivol's mandatory. He's not going to take that mandatory. So that's Michael Efer. So he'll probably vacate the belt, and then you'll get Michael Efer versus Conor Wallace. I feel like a broken record. So I've been saying that fight for about a year now. So we're getting close to it. And then so it'll probably just be the WBA and the WBO on the line against Bivol. I mean against Beterbiev in the third fight. We know Benavidez got the WBC and he got the WBA regular. So he gonna defend that against Anthony Yard. So that's what it is, man. If you not look to me, I don't even think they need no belts on the line. We know who 1 and 2 is. They just fight, get the trilogy over with, and then we can go on to the next. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. All right, so Turkey announced this fight right here. This is a banger. This is the best fight at 115. We got Ben Rodriguez versus um, Puma Martinez, Fernando Martinez. So this is a unification. So first things first, Ben Rodriguez has a unification coming up against Kofi coming up July the 19th. So Turkey already made a fight for him before he took care of business. I guess depending on what side of the street you on with him, maybe you don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because most guys, when that happens, when they see that, they're like, "Damn, yo, it's a setup." They're trying to set him up. Uh, to me, I think Bam ain't gonna have no issues with this upcoming fight. You know what I'm saying? Bam is one of the best in the business. Get that WBO title, go straight to the best fight in the division. Because Martinez is like that. Martinez went over to Japan twice and beat Ioka. Real close fights, but the first fight was a unification, the IBF and WBA. And then after that, he had to vacate his IBF because he had a mandatory due. He decided to fight, do the rematch with Ioka, and he beat him again. So this is the best fight. You know what I'm saying? I asked for it, and we get it. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a lot of things. A lot of people, that's a narrative, right? Turkey give us fights that we don't ask for. Well, if you tapped in with 115 pounds, this is the best fight in that division. Just like MJ versus Inoue, that's the best fight in that division. So I'll take it. So yeah, let's see. It's getting more intrigued though. Bam fighting this guy from South Africa, Kofi, who is a counter puncher. He went over to Japan and beat Tanaka. He dropped him in that fight. He got a split decision victory. So it's an interesting fight and how I want to see the psyche of Bam Rodriguez. He's fighting in Dallas. Look like they're doing well at the ticket at the gate. At the ticket, they should have a good crowd out there in Frisco. Look like they set up about 12,000. So that should be dope. You know what I'm saying? Get Bam that unification that he been asking for, and then he can go fight Martinez. And this is a crazy fight. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'll be the first one to say this. All the fights that they name, you got Mason. You got Mason versus Sam Noakes. You got Norman Jr. versus Haney. Benavidez versus Yard. They're talking about Andy Cruz and Mortala. And then you got Bam and Martinez. Bam and Martinez is the best fight on that card. Best fight. You know what I'm saying? Best fight. It's gonna be action packed. You know what I'm saying? You got number one versus number two. I don't think the other fights is like that. You got number one versus number two. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I'm more excited about this fight than the other ones. I like the other ones. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing better. Like they say, they want to see the best guys in the best fights, and this is what we getting. So yeah, I was excited when I saw this. I ain't gonna lie. That shit fire right there. It's a great scrap. That's a tough fight for Bam. It is a tough fight for Bam. It is. The only thing that I'm concerned about with Martinez is the weight, because he was. I think he's tight at the weight. Bam too. Bam was talking about he got one or two more fights, so that's a strong indicator that they need to make these fights while they can. So yeah, but that is a tough fight. Martinez is crafty. He's strong. He gonna bring that shit. Is Turkey listen to the YouTube streets? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. Maybe he got somebody listening. He should handle Kofi plus. I thought he lost to Tanaka. I did too. I thought Tanaka won the back half of that fight. Close. I thought he did enough to get a decision. I'm with you. 114, 113. It wasn't like a wide scorecard, but I'm with you. Um, Thoughts on the rumor of Fury and Usyk? Have you personally closed the book? I have. I'm not interested in it. The only way I'd be interested in it if Fury fight AJ and run him out the ring. I ain't talking about that pity pat shit and go 12. Nah, I'm talking about run him out the ring in like 2 or 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm not interested. I would be more interested in Usyk versus Parker or Usyk versus Caballero than Usyk versus Fury, to be honest. But if that's what they're gonna give us, I guess. In your opinion, is Inoue versus Picasso a better matchup? No, the latter. MJ. MJ can win that fight. Picasso, I don't really see him winning because he throw a lot of punches. He get hit a lot. MJ got the angles. He got the power. He got the experience as being unified champion and going the distance and fighting late in fights. Um, no, I think MJ is a tougher fight. All right, last one. Now, this one, from my understanding, is not in the works, but it need to be. I mean, Jay Abataya's team put this post out. Zerto versus Obataya, 3-belt unification. I think let's get it. I don't see anything holding it back except for if Jake Paul want to fight Zerto. That's the only thing holding it back. And I don't think nobody in the world would be upset with it because you're getting your biggest bag. And Abataya already said If Jake is next, then I can't even be mad at it. So, but this is the fight we need, though. I don't know what card they're gonna put it on, but they need to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a good fight. Two southpaws. Zerto coming off a tough fight with Dolichos, but he won the fight clear. Obataya had a good stoppage victory against we started looking at Obataya's opponents and like, damn, bro, we're gonna have to step him up. So this is perfect for him. You know what I'm saying? He haven't had an opportunity to unify like Zerto did. So it's not like his fault all the way that he didn't get the best fights, but this is definitely one. This can make it up. This can make up for all that. So yeah, that's what it is. So we got to get this one. He's overrated to me. He's a fun, action-packed fighter. He's young. You know what I'm saying? He's strong. He gonna bring a good fight, but he get hit too much. He get hit way too much. At least MJ will being there, being crafty with his footwork and his defense okay. He gonna give anyway a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he can hold up to some of that smoke. Like, yeah. But I think Picasso, I think that's like a 3-4 round fight. Picasso is fighting on the prelims in a couple of weeks on that Pacquiao Barrios prelims. He just signed a co-promotional deal with PBC. So yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. Um, a lot of good stuff in boxing, a lot of announcements, man. I'm happy about it. A lot of the big fights, big events going down. Next week is gonna be crazy. Like this week was just it won't tap in like that. But we had some upsets. We had some good fights, you know what I'm saying, nevertheless. But y'all know how it is in boxing. Star power is what ruled the day, right? And we got some big time fights next week. That all women show is crazy. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Amanda Serrano versus Kate Taylor, the rematch. That's gonna be fire. And they got like 1,000. They got like 1,000 fights on that card. I love it. 1,000 world title fights too. I love it. Basically all the big name women's fighters except for Carissa Shields on this card. And we're gonna talk more about it as we get. I'm gonna do a show tomorrow, and we're gonna break everything down. But we got so much good shit. It's crazy. I can't wait for that car. That car is fire, like for real. And then we got the next night. We got Berlinga and Shiraz. We're gonna get into that. Shakur and Williams Zepeda. Alberto Playo and Sabrina Matisse. We didn't ask for that fight. Turkey gave it to us. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a catch-22. A lot of this time, a lot of people be complaining about that shit, bro. Man, listen. Look, we get to a point where we got our American promoters don't be giving us cards like this, and they allow this space for Turkey to come in and take over like this. If Golden Boy actually Golden Boy is the lead promoter, so it's technically Golden Boy's this is Golden Boy's card technically, but let's say PBC put up a card like this, fire. We rocking, we going. If that Tank Davis card comes off, it's gonna be a good card for the names that I'm hearing. Gary Antoine Russell, uh, Carlos Adames, uh, we got Oshaki Foster and Forza, Ray Vargas and Carlos Castro. That's a similar type of card to that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, great fights, great cards across the bottom. I don't care who put them shits on. Let's save American boxing. Who is saving American boxing? Who is saving it? I ain't saying Turkey's saving it, but who's saving it? If Turkey is bad for American boxing, who is good for it? Who's the fuck good for it? We got all these guys, these networks. They leaving these networks getting out the business of boxing. You know what I'm saying? We'll be covering next week fights sometime throughout the week. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do a show tomorrow about the upcoming fights. Sunday. Yeah, and I might do some I might do some throughout the week. We should have the IBF rankings come out this week, but I might do a preview, a more in depth preview to break it down. Yeah, because there's only like what 3 cards next week. So yeah, we can do something for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. Yep, yep. The Pro Box card. And that's one to look out for because Lester Martinez's name is tapped in with Christian and Billy, and that's supposed to go on that November card too. So it's a lot of shit. But I'm saying I'm all for keeping American boxing striving for sure. And, but I'm also for the American promoters and the guys who make the fights to do that shit too, to make an effort. Obviously, they okay with Turkey coming into the game and making these fights. Because why? They get their promotional fee. They get that 30%. So shit, why I'm gonna be mad? Why I'm gonna be mad at what this guy doing and the other people not mad? You know what I'm saying? Now I don't agree with having one belt uh and one I don't agree with all fighters being under one banner. I don't. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't agree with that shit. I think because there's so many managers and so many promoters, so many people that got these fighters' ear. They're not gonna just fall in line just to get a general base salary. You know what I'm saying? That shit that came out, I don't think that shit gonna fly with a lot of fans. I mean, a lot of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I do, I do like that because of Turkey's money. It do kind of make people kind of tighten up a little bit. So it's like, and even you know, what I'm saying if you want to keep your shit right and want to keep your fighters from not defecting or whatever, then you got to tighten up and get the fights that we want and stuff like that. But I don't really think it's all bad because at the end of the day, we still getting good fights. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like everybody is pulling up to these fights. You know what I'm saying? It's not like everybody is buying pay per views. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's so crazy, like we're doing something wrong. We got these promoters in the game that been in the game for 30, 25, 30 years. Well, Golden Boy started in 2000, 25 years. Uh, Listen, what have he done that's so crazy that's saving American boxing? You know what I'm saying? They can't even give us a schedule. We gotta wait and we gotta claw and we gotta dig out information for those guys to drop the tickets for Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Look, it's crazy. That was a fight nobody really wanted at first, right? It turned out to be a great fight, a bunch of storylines. Now the rematch is even bigger. It's in Vegas, even bigger. And they ain't even came out. They haven't dropped ticket sales yet. You know what I'm saying? How much sense does that make? Who is saving American boxing for sure? Who really is helping save American boxing? The shit sound crazy to me. Because how big that fight is and what Tank brings to the table, bro. I'm pretty sure. Now I know they probably don't want to interfere with Pacquiao, whatever, whatever. But that fight right there, that's a big time fight. I ain't gonna lie. It got bigger. You know what I'm saying? And we know we got Tank what he brings to the table. But also Lamont Roach, how he been promoting it. He been everywhere. He been everywhere. And he got a dance partner. Yo, if I'm Tank fans, I'm happy. I got a dance partner. We're gonna make this fight even bigger. You know what I'm saying? He can sell the fight. Ain't gonna be no more Mr. Nice Guy this time. He ain't my friend no more. We're gonna go in there, we're gonna do our business. You know what I'm saying? It should be great. But we gotta save American boxing and then we scratching and clawing trying to figure out when they're gonna announce the tickets, when they're gonna announce the fight. They're gonna piggyback off of Pacquiao. They've been in the game. They've been out the game for 4 years. Then he come back. Then we're gonna piggyback off of him. Come on, man. That's you know what I'm saying. It's like you be contradicting yourself. The narrative contradicts itself. Once you just take a step back and look at everything, it contradicts itself. It's funny. You see that Lubin Mortale back and forth. Is that fight feasible? Yeah, it's feasible because Lubin. I ain't see the back and forth. That's the first question. I ain't see it, but yes, it's feasible because Lubin is the mandatory. And Mutazaliev is trying to do he's owed a voluntary, but he has a certain amount of time to do that. Uh, once that voluntary, I mean, shit, if he don't do that voluntary in a certain amount of time, they're going to order the mandatory. So, shit, if he can't get a voluntary, might as well fight Lubin. That's a good fight. So, yeah, let's get it. Any word on Foots and Foster? Yeah, both of those fights are on the Tank Davis undercard. We're just waiting for them to announce it. That's the word. The word is no word because those guys haven't announced the card yet. But yeah, those two fights definitely. Yeah, they on there for sure. And I want to say the Martin and Bartholomew fight is on the prelims. Carlos Castro versus Ray Vargas. Um, it's supposed to be Carlos Adames. I guess it's mandatory. But we're gonna see. Gary Antoine Russell supposed to be on there. Oh yes, sir. Gary Antoine Russell supposed to be on there. So that's what I'm saying though. Like, man, I'm like this. I don't give a damn, bro. Just give me the fights. I don't care who putting it on. Now I be knowing shit, but I don't really be caring how fights get put on because if I can watch it, I'm good. I don't care if a co-main event, first fight of the night, we watching them shits. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who the main event for that November card. Who cares who the main event is? Like even the card next week, nobody care about that shit. We watching it. We watching it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, for example, like when I don't know. So I'm just speaking as a hardcore boxing fan that cover the sport, right? I know when these fights are happening. I put the schedule up on my website. I know when the shit's happening, right? So I know they got. Let's say I know they got 10 fights on the card. So if I want to watch the opening bout, I know I need to get there on time, right? You know what I'm saying? If I know Shakur is the next to last fight and I want to watch his fight, I know what time I need to be there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't get that narrative like he's a co-main event. Is that stopping you from watching the fight? Who cares? He's not gonna get the Tank fight, so it don't matter about A side, B side. And even if he did, the A side, B side conversation is done anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like it really don't matter no more. You know what I'm saying? This is the fights. If the fight can happen, I'm with it. You know, the game to change. You got you got Top Rank, probably the biggest promotional company in the world. Definitely the longest, right? They've been in the game. They're losing their ESPN deal at the end of July, at the end of this month. They're losing their deal. I mean, that shit is a big blow. You know what I'm saying? PBC, they lost their deal with Showtime. They told the boxing fans going to Prime Video, they're gonna have 10 to 12 events in 2024. How many did they have? Two or three, four? Not even that many, maybe. Who? Tim Zoo and Fedora, Tank and Frank Martin. Who else they had? I can't remember. It won't 10 to 12. Oh, they had Tim Zoo and Mutazaliev, free TV. Tim Zoo was on on two of their events. You know what I'm saying? So I go back to about this. Who gonna save American boxing? Turkey ain't gonna do it. He try he trying to get it to the point where he take over the shit and say y'all guys gonna do what I want y'all to do. But who's gonna save it? It ain't PBC. PBC barely giving us content. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Top Rank. Top Rank, they ain't gave us no indication about their new deal, right? This little tea leaves. Lou DiBella. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna help save American boxing? Or who really care? Nobody really care about that shit. We care about the good fights. Boxing fans care about good fights. When they gonna happen? Okay, well, I'm tapping in. If I could go, then I'll make arrangements. Another thing about making arrangements and knowing when these fights gonna happen. Now, I get both sides of the play, right? Like I want to go to the Tank card, right? August 16th. I want to go out there, have a good time, get the weekend straight. Got my itinerary already booked. Everything straight. But if the fight don't happen that weekend, I'm still good. Why? Because I protected my itinerary. I protected my trip, so I can slide it to the right, push it to the right, or I can just get my refund. Either way, I'm good. So I think we get tied into that. Man, when they gonna drop the fight day? When they gonna fight? We'll do this. Even if you're not going to the fight, then you good because it's not like if they say, "Oh, we're gonna have the fight August 16th," and they announce it July 21st. It's not like you can't be available. You know what I'm saying? You sit at your house. You know what I'm saying? You sit at your house, going to Fire Stick and getting that link so you can stream the fight. It's not like you gotta do so much stuff to be able to watch the fight. The only ones that's probably going through it is the ones that's booking their trips. You know what I'm saying? They flying out there and all that shit. But man, protect your shit, bro. Or if you don't feel like if you're one of those ones and you can't get you can't get uh get the official information at least 2 months prior, then shit, fuck it. Pay per view, fight night. You know what I'm saying? Fight party type shit. Like that, they be like, I see too many fans going crazy over there, and they don't even be going to the fight. They watch that shit at home, bro. You ain't missing out on that. They can announce it the day before. You know when that shit happens, you good to go. You know what I'm saying? Shit's crazy. But yeah, this week is gonna jumpstart a good month of July. I mean, uh, the 12th is crazy. Lester Martinez, that's a good card too. That Pro Box card is good. And then we got the Pacquiao Barrios coming up. We got Usyk and Dubois undisputed. What I'm saying, that should be fun. Uh, I like that. I like that Pacquiao Barrios card too. That's a good. That shit ain't. It's a good card. It's not getting talked about as much, but it's a good one. You know what I'm saying? It's a good one. Fandora and Zoo is going to be another good fight. Pitbull Cruz and Fiera, they had a good fight the first time. And Figueroa and Joette. So that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Gary Russell Jr. coming back. We got Bam Rodriguez on the 19th. Bam, got a little bit more pressure on him, I guess. I guess you could say. But Bam is like unnerved. Like that really get to Bam. Bam just go about his shit as a professional. If he make the weight good, he gonna have a good performance. Bam is he like that. And then we got Pacheco on that card against Maccabi, Ammo. Man, so we got July is gonna be crazy. We got Xander Zayas on the 26th, Carissa Shields on the 26th. We got overtime on the 25th. We got some good stuff, y'all. So we just build it up. Now I know next week next week is gonna be crazy. That's gonna be a great time for us in the boxing content creator space. Andrew Gray, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. So we got a couple of guys next week that's I forgot the word for it, but they kind of, I guess you can say, controversial or whatever. Or those are guys that a lot of fans probably don't fuck with. Berlanga, he coming off the Canelo situation and then came back in March, knocked that guy out. So he was celebrating the Canelo fight like he won the fight. He faced Hamza Shiraz. And then Shakur is like, he's very like, I forgot the word. Forgot the word. But no matter, like, okay, you're gonna talk about Shakur, good or bad, right? So it's like, no matter what he do, you're gonna have something to say. He just put himself in that position. You know what I'm saying? And now he got to fight with Williams and Taylor. It's gonna be a tough fight for him. So we'll see what he do. A lot of the times these guys be talking like they thumping them and going crazy on shit, sleeping shit, and they going out there at the box. I get that point of view. I don't really take it that seriously because I watch the tape. Because guys talk shit and promote fights like they always do. They always do that. It ain't gonna never stop. Like They always do that. Hitchens did the same thing. Tank did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He told Roach, don't bring your family. He brought his family and he escaped with a draw. So all fighters do that shit though. You know what I'm saying? It's just do a lot of times you talk, but your knockout percentage don't live up to that. So I get it in instance, but it's just promoting the fight. So it's gonna be crazy. A lot of good shit though, popping. Yes, sir. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow though. We're gonna break down this fight week. We're gonna talk about all the fights, where you can watch it. You know what I'm saying? We got three main cards for sure. Friday with Amanda and Katie, and then of course Shakur, Balanga, that good card, and then we got the Pro Box card. We got a card like on Tuesday, like the prelims for the Katie and Amanda. We're gonna touch on that as well. Then no ammo was on Bam's card. Yeah, he's on there. Um, yeah, yep, that's the same guy. It's an IBF eliminator. The winner is a mandatory for Janabek. Kyron was supposed to face that guy, and Kyron turned it down. Then he announced his retirement. Then he came out of retirement to face Yo-Yo Hernandez and got beat up on. I don't know if that was the best business decision because this fight is a fight he could win, but I guess it is what it is. Being loyal, sometimes being loyal is better than taking the big money, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like Benavidez, right? They say they tricked Benavidez, they put him in a corner. They didn't box Benavidez in the corner. Benavidez took the best offer. You know what I'm saying? I thought he looked okay. He looked okay. He looked big and strong. He fought a tough guy that he didn't know nothing about. It gave him some solid rounds. I thought he okay. I want to see how he look at his next fight. You know what I'm saying? Should be all right. Oh yeah, the 26th. Yep. You got overtime that weekend as well. What's next? I would like to see him fight somebody in the top five in the WBO. Somebody like that to get him closer to maybe become a mandatory for the winner of Sam Notes and Abdullah Mason. So I'm thinking he'll get one more fight. Got weird feeling Zayas lose. I hope he pulls it off. Man, I like Xander on boxing him, but we can see that damn Garcia. He a bad dude. We gonna see. That's the last top ranked ESPN card too, so it should be good. Should be good. Um, Benavidez though. Benavidez, he made the right decision for his career. The best move. They they blaming Turkey for it. I think it's probably more so blaming PBC because I'm like, bro, why y'all can't get Benavidez a fight on your platform against anybody? It don't have to be Yard, Callum Smith, none of those guys. Um, I feel like you take the best option, and this is the thing. Like I said this on my show yesterday. Benavidez, you can't trap somebody that signed a one fight deal. That just don't make no sense. Or you can't set him up or box him in if he only signed a one fight deal. So he don't have any indication that he's going to get the winner between Bivol and Beterbiev. Maybe they are playing games, but that trilogy fight was already locked in. So we already knew this. Callum Smith, for his part, I feel like that's more so of an Eddie Hearn type of shit, right? You know, no, he early. I would say early, but I think Okolie gonna put that 250 plus on him, and he gonna end up hitting him with a straight right hand, and I think it's gonna be over with. Uh, how you rate Tiger, Troy, and Shushu? You think they get belts? I think Shushu will. I don't know about the other two. Tiger is like a mid the road welterweight, like French contender. Troy honestly got he okay, he good, but I don't look at these guys as elite. I think Shushu can be elite as long as he can make 168. I mean 126. be one of the best fighters in the division. That's what I mean by elite. I'm not sure if Tiger or Troy can be that. You know what I'm saying? But Shushu, yeah, I think Shushu can be that. So yeah, when I speak about Callum Smith, Matchroom been trying to get him the Bivol fight forever. And I'm gonna throw this out there because I want people to take my talking points because it's gonna make your shit way better. Callum Smith, when he was the mandatory for Beterbiev, um, Matchroom lost the purse bid by $1,000. Imagine that. Now, all these purse bids we have, all these purse bids, they be off by like 200K. They be off by 20,000, whatever. They was off by 1,000. They lost the top rank by 1,000 to take the fight to Canada. Think about that now. So they really was trying to get that fight, but I guess top rank pulled an okie doke. $1,000, bro. Like you gotta be precise. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you, you know what I'm saying, that they really wanted to get Cal Smith an opportunity at Beterbiev so he could get the Bivol fight because they already got Bivol in-house fight. They've been trying to get that fight for the longest time. All right, so him turning down these offers is really not a big surprise. You call it a duck if you want to, but they tell me that you can't be a duck if you fight somebody just as good or better than the guy that you duck. So he ducked, quote unquote, Benavidez to go fight the winner between Bivol and Beterbiev. So is it really a duck? I'm just using the narrative against, you know what I'm saying, the field. So yeah, I just feel like, man, PBC, bro, I don't know what's going on with them. But obviously, they okay with their number two guy, Benavidez, going over there to fight a one-off, get that bread, just like Pitbull Cruz did, just like other guys did, and then come back. Because I feel like, they can't get a fight for Benavidez on their platform when he's starting to become an up-and-coming pay-per-view guy, and they try to build him as that as anyway. So he got to go over there. I can't blame Turkey on that because they say all money ain't good money. I remember Earl Smith said that when Bud said I got this investor. They was like, who the investor? I can't tell you that. He's like all money ain't good money. So what's the difference here? I don't know. So yeah, I would jump the gun to blame these guys. I actually think it's a good opportunity. Benavidez go over there, beat up on Yard. You know what I'm saying? If PBC had dates and schedule, I would be like, man, what the fuck? But they don't. That we know of. We only hear hearsay and what we see on the Nevada State Athletic Commission. But they drop a date for PBC. That's the only time we know PBC got dates coming up. Because they ain't out here letting you know. So, yeah, let Benavidez go beat up on Yard. Yard, Callum Smith, Anthony, Callum Smith, Yard, Callum Smith, Albert Ramirez, Joshua Bowaxi, they all in the same level. They the same level. It ain't like Kyle Smith is this big ass star. Come on. He got a WBO interim, but Benavidez can't fight for that shit anyway. He can't unify all the belts he have with that because the WBO president said he's not going to sanction that. If that fight happens, he's going to strip Kyle Smith as soon as the bell rings. Just like he was about to do to Joe Smith when he was about to fight for the IBF against Dubois. Dubois pulled out. He gave him his position back, and he defended his interim title against Bacoli. Same type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It happened this year, so the history is right there. So, yeah, that thing should get overblown. But Benavidez a Yard gonna be fun. Yeah, I want to see. Oh, okay, what Benavidez fight? Like he must watch TV because he be putting hands on people for sure. And I'm here for it. PGA's Big Dog, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Do you think placing emphasis on Olympic experience in the pros is overrated? Seems like a lot of Olympians is overachieving. Uh, I think I don't think it's overrated. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's overrated because it depends on the fighters. A lot of stuff happens from them being going to the Olympics and turning pro. Like for Tiger Johnson for example, and Troy Isley, they went to the amateur, they went to the Olympics, but when they turned pro, how many coaches they had? Like two or three, and they got what 15 some fights or whatever. So it don't always translate with a lot of these guys. Albert Butagaziev, he's an Olympic gold medalist, champion, and his defense always been trash. So it depends on the fighter. I think it's a good accomplishment. It's a good talking point, but it don't always translate. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some guys that didn't even go to the Olympics, so they going crazy. So it depends. But I don't think it's overrated because sometimes having that experience some can get you through some fights, even if it's the pros. You know what I'm saying? Because for example, if you was on the world stage of the amateurs and you gotta go to Kazakhstan to win your world title. You've been there before, so you know what to look out for. You know the weather. You know this. So those experiences you can't account for if you didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it's overrated, but some of these guys that come out the amateur system, they ain't as good as their credentials may say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. You think Fulton is iron? Yeah, bro, for sure. I put that shit on my Twitter. Um, they say Tank is a small guy, and uh, he get people get criticizing for being a weight bully, because they're not tapped in with Lamar Roach. They didn't know Lamar Roach walked around at 160. Same thing with Fulton. He walked around at 160. He should be trying to make 126 or 130. They should be fighting at 140, 147 to be honest. But yeah, like Fulton said he had to cut 20 pounds in the getting ready for Figueroa fight week. So if he had to do that, then he moved straight up to 130 after having two fights at 26. He moved up to 130. Man, I won't be surprised if it depends if Tank stays around. That's why I say Tank don't really need to fight none of these guys because he got people around. He got people in on the PBC landscape to fight. But yeah, I can see Fulton definitely being a future opponent of Tank if he stays in the game for sure. I can definitely see that. He meet criteria. He coming up in weight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not like the first time Tank fought guys coming up in weight that was former champions. So it ain't like a big surprise. I can definitely see that. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Salute to everybody coming through the building, man. I'll be back tomorrow for sure. Who you got in these two matchups? Playo or Batista Playo, Zoo and Fedor. Man, really close fights. I ain't gonna lie. Really hard to pick, but I like Batiste. I'm gonna go with Fedor. I think Fedor has a different type of confidence about him since being champion. I think he'll use all his tools, and I think he'll be able to outbox Tim Zoo and make him miss and make him pay. But Tim Zoo, it will be in that fight though. Batiste and Playo, I like Playo. I like Batiste. I like Batiste breaking him down after like the 6, 7 round. But he had to get to that point. He got to get there kind of unscathed. You know, he got to get there unscathed. He take a lot of shots, and Playo let his hands go, and he got a nice little reach, and he gonna fight fire with fire. I just feel like Batiste is gonna wear him down by the 6, 7. I think it's gonna be like a typical stoppage. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, I like Batiste and Fedor. I'm gonna take those two. But that shit could change though. I gotta watch some more tape. It could change. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys. Salute to everybody coming through. I'll be back tomorrow, so y'all check out for the notifications. I'll probably go early, 6 o'clock my time, West Coast. So yeah, y'all tap in. We're gonna talk about this week's fights, and we're gonna go top to bottom for sure. Yes, sir. So I appreciate you guys once again. That's my time, and I'm out.